Okay, be right back. 1 second. Okay, just give me a second here. Hold on a second. Okay, we're getting all set here. We got the paradox. Do you know what a paradox is? A paradox, coming straight from Astro, they want me to tell you a few things. In simple terms, a paradox is a statement or situation that seems contradictory or illogical, right? But might actually be true or contain a deeper truth. It often involves seemingly opposite ideas that coexist or are both true at the same time. Now, what I want to talk about this is one of my names in the spirit realm for this realm. It's Miss Paradox. And then we also have, of course, Miss Mystic. And when I was a high priestess and a drunk, I became known as Rage. Came a long way since them days. But yeah, so they wanted me to share that with you. So you can check into that kind of stuff. We also have been told to do some biblical tarot today. So we're going to go ahead and get some biblical tarot out. And I have to put these up here. You're just going to have to bear with me 1 minute, okay? Let me grab my magnifying glass here. Yeah, Miss Paradox, huh? And I guess the reason why they would have me be called Miss Paradox is because it goes along with Miss Mystic, obviously. Miss Mystic was a name given to me by my neighbor Gary. So shout out to Gary. Rage was a nickname given to me by my mission partner and the spirit realm when I was a drunk high priestess. And they wanted me to share Paradox with you. Yeah, they did. Okay, so somehow the cards got a little wet. So I'm assuming that something got spilt on them. So we're going to have to deal with them a little bit later, aren't we? Okay, so back to what we were talking about. So it seems illogical. It seems contradictory. You come in and you start talking all this stuff and people are like, whoa, what the hell, you know? But it's actually true, or it contains a deeper truth. So we're going to go ahead and these biblical cards here that got wet, we're going to deal with them. Those are the ones Spirit wants to talk about. So, once again, I have to get some paper towel here. I told you when it's live, we might have a few difficulties when it's live because of the fact that we don't know what's going to happen. And I didn't know that these cards were going to give me some moisture. Could be Willie, could be water, I'm not sure. But our first card out, let's get right to it, is the Five of Swords. Yeah, challenges. King Saul. Yeah, so you want to look up the story King Saul, and you're going to have some challenges. Okay, this is evident, just like right now with these cards. Whether it's water or cat piss or whatever the hell it is, they're sticking together and they're going to be very important. Okay, so we're going to have some challenges. Now, I just said we got to stick together. I didn't say that. I said the cards were sticking together. But that seems to be what they're saying is we're going to have to stick together. So something's going to happen that we have to stick together. And something's going to happen that's going to be a huge paradox. Now, this ain't all happening here for nonsense, because this is exactly what Spirit said to do. They said, use the biblical tarot deck to start. They knew that they were sticking together. They knew that they were wet, right? Okay, now this card here says the Five of Candles. So we've got the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands. So to me, one card is like you feel out in the cold, or the challenges are going to leave you out in the cold. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Something major is going to happen where you're going to feel out in the cold. You're going to feel challenged. Okay, and the key is to stick together. So maybe you have met a few people lately because they're supposed to help you. Now, I do have the Star card here. So it is saying that it is your destiny. It's part of your soul contract. So we have the Five of Cups with King Saul. Then they want you to look up Joseph. Okay, so we've got King Saul and Joseph to look up. We've got the Three Wise Men, which is the Star card. And they want you to know that everything is happening just the way it's supposed to happen. So again, that goes back to paradox, where things don't seem like they're happening the way they're supposed to happen. They may seem out of the ordinary, they may seem contradictory, they may seem unbelievable, but they're happening for a reason, okay? And then this card is Six of Candles, the Fall of Jericho. So yeah, it has to happen, 5 to 6. It has to happen because it's part of the movie that's next. And that's really important because I keep telling you that we're bringing in our mission partner, we're bringing in our mission, we're closing out our soul contract. So that would make perfect sense that the 5 goes to the 6, and it's all about the next level. Okay, so we've got the Six of Candles. I'm trying to read what this says here, and it's wet. So the Fall of Jericho, check out the Fall of Jericho, but what they're telling me is it's the fall of our present, what we know as is. So what's going on right now in the world is all going to change. Now, you've been hearing that for a long time, right? Well, guess what? We're at that part of the movie, and you've been hearing that too. Okay, we've got 2 more here, and we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So the outcome's a yes. Everything I'm saying is true. It's about our abundance. So it could be, you know, the collapse of the old money system to the new money system, which a lot of us are waiting for redemption appointments. If you don't know what redemption appointments are, you can figure that out on your own. I'm not here to tell you about all that. Nasara Gesara, QFS, Starlink, Tesla. Okay, so with that card, we have entering the promised land. So that makes total sense, right? If the movie ends, we end all the old, then that means we're going to move into the promised land. So that's the Ace of Pentacles. Now, isn't this wild how this is playing out? I do want to do a recap in a second because these are the cards that got wet, and there's 6 of them. Okay, 6 cards that got wet. 7 of Pentacles. The parable of the sower. So once again, that's really important. What a message from the universe, huh? Because what you sow is what you reap. And I've been telling you this all along, haven't I? Even yesterday I was telling you, are you still doing the same thing you did 20 years ago? Or have you ascended? Have you advanced? Can you look back and say, wow, I'm not that tattooed millionaire no more? Okay, so we have You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet was the latest short. They had me do that yesterday by BTO. And the reason they had me do that is because the energy shifted yesterday into an energy of, you think you're wowed now. You think you're amazed now. You think you're getting downloads and information now. You think that your superpowers are being enhanced. This is all the very first stages. This is all just nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. Okay, so the parable of the sowers, you're going to get just what you received. So if you've been doing really good and giving people stuff and helping people and inside being loyal, brave, and true, then that's what you'll get back. But if you're not, if you've been doing evil, if you've been doing the fake frauds, the foolish frauds, if you've been doing that kind of stuff, well, that's what you're going to reap, okay? New Mexico, again, maybe specific. All right, so we're going to go over this one more time. It was real simple. It was, you're going to have some challenges. You're going to feel kind of stuck and out in the cold with the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Swords. But this is your destiny. It all has to play out. We're in this together, okay? And we had the 6 of Candles, so we're going from the 5 of Candles to the 6 of Candles, and we're going to see a fall. But a fall has to happen in order to have a rebirth, right? Anything has to end so that it can begin again. All right. And then the last 2 cards that we had were both Pentacles. So we're probably talking, now there's a card stuck to the last card. So this will be the outcome here. What's stuck? Yeah, we really got some stuff on here. Yeah, it couldn't be anything but, right? The moon. The illusions. The illusions are going to go away. And we're going to see the truth. We're going to see the truth for what it is, the moon card. So as I was saying about the Pentacles, we had the Ace of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles. So there is going to be a rebirth, a victory, a out with the old, in with the new. And the moon is saying Jacob's dream at Bethel. So you want to look up Jacob. You got a lot of stuff to look up. You might want to rewind this and write that all down. We had King Saul, Joseph, the 3 wise men. And then we had Ace of Grains was the fall of Jericho. And Ace of Grains entering the promised land. 7 of Grains was the parable of the sower. And then the final outcome was the moon, which normally moon is, the illusions, the deceptions, right? Well, this is the illusions and the deceptions coming to light, okay? Going to come to light. So it's a paradox, right? It has a deeper meaning. Beautiful. Now that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. Now if we shuffle a few of these and see if there's any more that want to come out. This one wants to come out, and this one. So let's just wrap this up with, we'll have to probably go through these and set them out because they're sticking together. So there were 2, but there's actually 4. So we've got the Emperor, the Ace of Candles, the 8 of Grains, your hard work is definitely going to pay off, and the Wheel of Fortune. So that makes total sense. It says stay in your Emperor energy. You might have to wipe a few things off, I said, right, in the middle. You might have to not only stick together with your soulmate and your soul tribe and people you trust, but you may have to wipe a few things off, get rid of a few things, okay? And then we have the 8 of Grains, which is just your hard work is going to pay off. You're going to reap what you sowed. Again, the parable of the sower. Whatever you've been putting out there, you're going to get back. And the Wheel of Fortune, turning everything into a new direction. So you can't get better than that. And it's called Within a Wheel, Cycles of Life. Okay, so you can't get a better outcome than that. That is a perfect story here with cards that either got pissed on or dumped on by something. And that's important too, what I just said. Have you lately gotten pissed on or dumped on? Well, again, they're going to reap what they've sown. All the people that have been messing with you, last night in Astro, we took care of Glamorous. She was talking about the Gnarl, and what happened there was she was correct. We did have a big fight, and but it was on a different dimension. So the dimension I was talking about with the meeting, we were having a meeting about really intensing who's going to come into our bubble and who's not, because this is the end game here, right? The end of bringing in the winning moment to the movie. And she was correct, though. You know, she was definitely correct. So was I. But see, I'm multi-level, multi-dimension, timeline jumper. So therefore, it was going on simultaneously, and between the meeting and being out solid and the fighting, yeah, my neck was really sore. I woke up yesterday and I couldn't even move it. But today I slept great. I was gone and in and out, right? About 1:30 this morning, 17 was saying, you have to get up and check everything out. So what that means is that when things are happening in this realm, that we have a physical avatar, your animals might wake you up. You might hear a loud boom outside. Something might wake you up. You know what that feeling is. And you're like, oh, I don't want to get up. But they're doing it for a reason. You have to come back into your avatar. So always go with the flow, I guess, would be my suggestion on that. Don't get mad at your animals for waking you up. Don't get mad at anything. It's like everything is for a reason. And if you're getting mad because things aren't going your way, remember the 5 of Cups, the 5 of Swords. If you're getting mad because things aren't going your way, you're running the show. So you can tell by your own body and your own reaction to what happens to you in this physical avatar. You can tell if you're running the show or if you're letting the spirit run the show. You really want to let the spirit run the show, especially these times. I'm telling you, when I say intense week, intense energy, all that stuff is a paradox. It all has a deeper meaning. It's all really true. I have been Miss Paradox here since 1995, and everything has a deeper meaning. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and end with those 4 cards there. The Emperor, the Ace of Candles, all about the truth, all about your hard work paying off, all about the cycles of life, all about the movie ending. All right, you guys, I really appreciate you guys listening. I love you very much, and I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.